I'm Evan Bray, Chief of Police for the Regina Police Service, and I'm excited to be coming to this seminar. I think anytime we can talk about safety and talk about not just safety in our community, but focus on safety in our workplace, which for policing is a real interesting discussion. I think I often contemplate that while we work hard to keep our community safe, we often send our officers, the men and women that do the job, into situations that aren't always safe. And so how can we ensure that they stay safe in keeping our community safe? It's a real interesting topic, and I'm very happy to dig into it. I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to talk about safety in our community and the role we all have to play in that. I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of the safety of the men and women that do this work. And I think the other part of it that's really important is a lot of times we find ourselves, our police officers, in situations where we need to rely on partners to keep us safe. So for example, if we have a railway incident, if we have a downed power line, if we have a gas problem in the city, our officers will respond because probably there's an incident that's happened to cause it, but we need to rely on partners to keep us safe as well. Those are the types of things that I'm going to talk about. Well, I often will talk to the police officers that work at the Regina Police Service about safety issues and the importance of keeping them safe. If we can keep them safe physically and mentally, they're going to be able to do a much better job of protecting our community and just enhancing community safety and wellness. So it's a very, very important discussion, I think, for any employer. It takes on a little bit of a unique twist when you look at policing, and so I think that's why it's important. When I read the invitation, I jumped at it because I thought, you know what, this is a conversation I don't often get to have with our community. And there's things I think that if the community is armed with the knowledge, there's ways that we can keep each other safe. Well, your website excites me. When I go to the website and I look at, first of all, you have a great number of people that attend, which I think is awesome. Numbers getting close to 1,000 people, that's great. All with the same focus of talking about safety, whether it's in their workplace with regard to their business, which really I think enhances safety in our community. To me, that's got me excited. I think there's going to be lots of information sharing. I'm happy to sit in and listen to some of the other presenters who I think will be able to give me a different perspective on safety in our workplace, and I think those partnerships are going to be long lasting. So I applaud you guys for hosting this, and I am very happy to be involved. You are going to want to attend my session. I think it's going to be a very good dialogue. I think policing is, I think it's an interesting topic of discussion. It gives people a bit of a different perspective perhaps on it when we're talking about it through the lens of keeping our officers safe. And so sometimes very simple things like when you see a police car coming with its lights and sirens on, there are things you can do to help keep that officer safe and allow him or her to get to where they need to go. So there's a vast dialogue that can happen in terms of community safety. You don't want to miss this one. Grab a coffee, get some popcorn. I want to see you there. I think about situations that unfold in neighborhoods where often we need people to stay in their homes, and the danger that could cause for police officers if you don't stay in your home. Those types of little things, they may seem little, but in the grand scheme of a situation that could be fairly high risk and dangerous, it can mean the difference between life and death, not only for citizens in our city, but for the men and women of our police service. So I think that's why it's important, and that's why I'm happy to do it.